You do not get free health care.
Quite a few American politicians that are sitting in a very ugly part of history, and I don't know if they don't know or they don't care, but they're not nearly as scared as they should be. These are the sorts of comically disgusting things that when you read about like revolution or uprising history and you're like, oh, that's what happened? Oh, I get it. I get it. And it looks exactly like this. Exactly like this. The bombing of the Bastille was a protest, and they wanted the release of 7 prisoners, and they wanted access to the ammunition inside the prison because they were being occupied by the military. Before the end of the day, the governor of the Bastille, which was like a kingsman, had his head separated from his body, paraded around the city on a pike. People that day probably didn't even think, oh, this is going to lead to revolution. That wasn't what was happening. They wanted a national assembly that would listen to them. That's all they wanted. And they were not getting it. To be a stickler about history, but I just think it's kind of wise to stop yelling at people that you in fact will work to make sure the government does not work for them. I don't think that's a good idea.